looking back at the platform, I'm just going to put it here.
Yeah.
We can both look at it. So I just wanted to go through each section and really just talk about the goals you had in mind.
Yeah.
When you were, creating your platform. And
Absolutely.
then a lot of these we kind of haven't heard about since, like Beyond the Box and at least campus accessibility, things like that. I'm kind of wondering, have they been discussed? What is the conversation that's been going on? And have you realized like they're not feasible? And if so, how has the administration gone about dealing with that as well? So for diversity and inclusion, online diversity, competency training for incoming students, campus accessibility, new student outreach, and Beyond the Box.
Great. So I'll just go in the order. So the online diversity competency training, the good news there is we did have a meeting scheduled right when school started. Welcome week came, so unfortunately folks wanted to reschedule. So that's rescheduled for the end of this next week. Campus accessibility, we just went on our accessibility walk. NC State student government hosted, in combination with a variety of campus partners, the inaugural accessibility walk. That was today. So from 5 to 6:30 today, we had student government, campus administrators, just interested campus students, and members of our community walking around campus and identifying accessibility concerns. In addition to that, Meredith and I, in composing the executive budget and how we would be allocating our resources this year, set aside some money for specifically an accessibility concern, because at the end of last session there was some money set aside for putting another button, an accessibility button, on a door. And so in that time period since then, we've met with the Disability Services Office and asked them, what is the best use of this money? If it's a button, we want to do that. Where's the best place for this? Where's it going to have the most impact? And so out of those discussions came this accessibility walk and identifying areas on campus.
To talk about housing, and this was a huge thing, especially in other platforms during the election.
Yes.
Gender inclusive housing, pride, women of color villages, and then like exceptions to the first year live on campus policy. I know all of those things
go together.
So if you could. And even, like, maintenance of Global Village.
Yeah, absolutely. So, in this past ASG meeting, in addition to Beyond the Box, we also put forward legislation on gender inclusive housing. So, the reason for that being that is a Board of Governors policy that students can only live in with other students of their legal gender marker. Except for spouses and a couple other exceptions, but it does not include trans students. And so because of that, we put forward the legislation at ASG. Again, that one was successful, so we now came back off this weekend with the ability to take that to the Board of Governors and say, we have the system-wide support of this initiative. Let's start thinking about the ways we can roll this out. And that also included in that bill was a charge to our ASG president to use their seat on the Board of Governors. It's non-voting, but it is speaking, to begin advocating for both of those initiatives.